Welcome to Silent Dose. Today we open another chapter in our journey toward mental satisfaction and inner balance. In this space where philosophy meets peace of mind, let us step back more than 2,000 years into the world of Aristotle, one of the greatest thinkers humanity has ever known. He asked a question that remains alive within each of us. What does it truly mean to live a good life? Aristotle observed that people naturally live in pursuit of happiness, but he noticed that not all lives are lived in the same way. From his reflections, he described three types of lives, each representing a path human beings often follow: the life of pleasure, the political life, and the contemplative life. Let us explore these three lives and discover what they mean for our own search for balance and mental peace. First, there is the life of pleasure. At first glance, it seems attractive. We see people running after comfort, entertainment, and bodily desires. Food, luxury, and amusements bring moments of joy, and we often mistake these flashes of satisfaction for true happiness. Aristotle, however, called this life shallow. For him, a life that seeks only pleasure is no more than a life of slavery to desire. It may keep us busy, it may give us short relief, but it leaves our inner self empty. We all know that after the party ends, after the laughter fades, silence returns. And in that silence, the soul begins to ask, is this all there is? Aristotle reminds us that pleasure is not meaningless, but it is not the final goal. It is like rest for a traveler. It refreshes us, but it is not the destination. The second life is the political life, which is not about politics in the narrow sense of power, but about seeking honor and living through society. This is the life of leaders, of men and women who find meaning in recognition, respect, and civic duty. Aristotle admired this life more than the life of pleasure because here we move from selfishness to service. A person who lives for honor is guided by virtue, courage, justice, generosity, and by a sense of responsibility toward others. The political life builds community, shapes laws, and creates bonds of respect. But Aristotle still believed this life was incomplete because honor depends on others. What society gives, society can take away. True happiness, he said, must be something more secure, something that no external power can destroy. And then we arrive at the third life, the contemplative life. Here, Aristotle found the highest form of human existence. This life is not about chasing pleasure or honor, but about engaging the mind in the pursuit of truth. It is the life of wisdom, reflection, and inner discovery. He called it theoria, a state where the human being rises above the noise of the world and touches the eternal through thought. Aristotle believed that in contemplation, we live as close to the divine as humanly possible. Our rational soul, and the deepest part of who we are, is exercised fully. Unlike pleasure, contemplation does not fade when the moment passes. Unlike honor, it does not rely on others. It comes from within, and it nourishes our being in a way that is self-sufficient, stable, and complete. Yet Aristotle was not blind to reality. He admitted that the contemplative life is difficult and rare. Not everyone can live entirely in philosophy. Therefore, he placed the political life as a second best, a path of virtue and community that supports contemplation. Together, these lives guide us to balance, pleasure as a servant, politics as a stage for action, and contemplation as the crown of human happiness. Now pause for a moment and reflect on yourself. Which life are you living right now? Are you chasing fleeting pleasures that vanish with the morning sun? Are you seeking recognition, building your image in the eyes of others? Or are you taking time to look within, to connect with your inner self through contemplation and reflection? Aristotle's message is clear. True peace and dignity are not found in the noise of endless desires, nor in the applause of the crowd, but in the quiet strength of the mind. When we live in balance, when we allow pleasure to refresh us, honor to guide us, and contemplation to elevate us, we find a happiness that cannot be shaken by time or circumstance. This is not just philosophy. This is a prescription for mental peace. In a world that tempts us with distractions, where respect is measured by likes and attention spans are shrinking, Aristotle calls us back to the essence of being human, the life of reflection. Imagine a society where people did not run blindly after pleasure, nor exhaust themselves seeking recognition, but nurtured wisdom and self-respect. Such a world would breathe peace. And so, my dear listeners, as you leave today's silent dose, carry Aristotle's 3 lives in your heart. Ask yourself each day, am I living only for pleasure? Am I chasing honor that others may grant or take away? Or am I devoting a part of my life to contemplation, to a peace that is truly my own? Because happiness is not found in excess or noise, but in the harmony of mind, virtue, and soul. And when you discover this harmony, you discover the silent strength that makes life worth living. Stay connected to Silent Dose, where every reflection brings you closer to inner peace. Subscribe, share your thoughts, and let us walk this journey of wisdom together. Until next time, remember, the good life is not out there in the world. It begins within you.